Have also found themselves in the lower bracket here in Group H, as unfortunately one of them is going to be going home and it's going to be Happy versus Serral.
I thought you said one of them is going to be going home and it's going to be Happy. And then you said versus Serral. That's what in my brain I was like, wow, that was harsh.
You went completely from the optimistic side to the complete pessimistic side very quickly there.
We have the confirmed bracket. MC Grubby will be our winner's game in game number 4. Of course, we're about to jump into game number 3 now. And it is going to be the Russian versus the Finnish 16-year-old here, who's he turned 16 in March. And is old enough this year to play in WCS. Now finally has qualified for it come Season 3. And something tells me that he has what it takes to defeat Happy here. Definitely has what it takes.
Yeah, he could. That's very, very true.
Yeah, despite not playing in Premier League, he's got a wins to his belt. That's actually, really good stats. Very healthy stats there. 38-29.
Yeah, he does all right for himself. So we're going to be getting into this in just a little second here, as Overgrowth will be our map between these two players, Happy and Serral, facing off against one another. And I also feel it for Serral. Serral could do this.
I think Serral's going to win this game, but I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's actually to load into the game. 2-0. That's 2-0.
2-0. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go 2-1 then. I'll be a little bit more, again, optimistic for Happy. But let's get into it. Overgrowth is our map, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner here as our blue. The fog of war got a little bit more dense during the break.
We're playing Brood War and we're actually in the corner of the map.
Okay, so spawning up to the top right-hand corner, it's our blue Zerg. Representing my insanity, it is Serral. And down to the bottom left-hand corner, it's our red Terran. Representing Team Empire, it is Happy.
The big problem here for Serral, as much as I think he can win this series, he will have to play straight up. This matchup, if you're not going to go for some sort of, Zergling, Bailing, or maybe even Roach play, all-in style, you're going to play straight up, definitely.
Yep.
There's no cheeky way to play the mid to late stages here. It's going to be Zergling, Bailing, Mutalisk versus Happy's Macro. And, that's a dangerous place. I would never, ever want to play Happy in this matchup.
If I recall correctly, Serral did exhibit some kind of melee-heavy styles in the matchup as well from time to time. It was a while ago, but again, he's going to have played Happy time and time and time again. And also, very importantly, little bit of insider knowledge is that Serral actually has, Grandmaster accounts in Terran at a very strong level as well. So he knows both sides of this matchup very, very strongly, does Serral.
Makes a lot of sense how this could be his favorite matchup. And, not necessarily favorite, but strongest. Already opened up for that hatcheries first, 15-15 hatch and then spawning pool here. Definitely a different set of strategies to deploy here. So he's actually going to take a gas, and the gas is actually quite early. Not super early, but is going to offer him that Zergling speed to push back against the initial set of Reapers if we were to see more or if he was to see more than 3. It's just going to be 2. And of course the Hellion play as well. Counter-attack's going to be a lot stronger than rather than just relying on the Queen play. He spots the barracks, then immediately turns his Overlord around and will go camp. Probably around the natural, I suppose. He could actually that Overlord. Which way is he going to go? Should go to the back of the main, right? He's got one swinging around to the natural on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go to the back of the main. Let's have a look at that command center first.
Sees it and walks right on off.
4 queens, not 6. So he is dancing a little bit here when it comes to dancing on thin ice, let's say.
Oh, you mean the Zergling, sorry, right?
Well, just Serral in itself. 6 is the comfortable. With 4, it's obviously they can start to die easy, and drones could be threatened easier, but it is better for your economy if you're not having to build a bunch of extractors all the time.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah.
Wait until the very, very last second there, as you say, dancing with the drones.
There's 2 queen opening, 3 queen opening, and usually I think we're just going to see a third taken then if it's just going to be 3 queens.
Super fast creep spread as well here. So
yeah, fast creep spread before the water inject. I guess see that very often.
Yeah, I think he's in the mindset of it's very difficult to actually spend all the money across that lava on these 2 hatcheries when you're at this point. But well, Serral, for now, just getting that creep going super fast. So if that is a prelude to big creep spread, that's going to be boding well for him later on.
Happy's gone for a barracks still pumping Marines and a starport. So it's going to be like a Hellion run by and medevac drop here with Marines, I think.
Yeah. Really getting that creep going fast. Hasn't injected at that natural at all. Just sent that extra queen down there to get that creep going super fast. It looks as if he really wants to claim that third very quickly, or at least fortify it. It's already going down there with the drone.
Very early focus on creep spread.
It's kind of cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
Not sure how much it's going to help him though. I mean, this type of attack that's coming, it doesn't really matter about the creep spread as much.
You do want the lava there for the units, of course.
So 6-lings coming out, and also the economy too. You'd be a higher drone count too, if you wanted to at this point for sure, or you would be just naturally. All right. So anyway, Viking out. Only 2 Marines shown at this point, and I wonder if he's going to be ready to deal with this. He's going to have quite a decent amount of lings. He doesn't really know what's going on, so he's building spores anyway in case this is going to be a Banshee. Armory, so it's Hellbat and Marines.
All right, then. Happy committing to this pretty
2
heavily.
overlords down. Creep spread is gorgeous.
It's looking yummy. If he takes engagements above the creep spread, though, and Hellions are there, some of these creep tumors may end up dying off just due to the splash damage. So it might ruin a little bit of his work, but at least he'll have good vision. Already sees this at the front.
I'm not sure he's going to survive this attack.
Might be difficult, yeah.
He's only got a handful of lings.
He's trying out on the Baneling Nest, but...
Ooh. I mean, even with the Baneling Nest, it's not that useful.
Viking...
It is, but it's not super useful.
Viking felt it served its purpose, and he's actually just going to go straight in here with the medevac. That's a lot of power he has behind this army, thanks to those Hellbats.
Yeah. This is a lot of damage. He's got to not take damage to the drones. 12 lings on the way, but look at this.
Block off the ramp. Keep holding there somehow, some way. He has a little bit of energy for transfuse, but one of the queens at the front is the one with the most energy, so it has to bring that back. Replacing that with some of the queens at the front would be a really nice idea.
Lost the medevac, which is not so good.
And I think the queen should be able to hold. This is a really cool little position he's got, plus the transfuse is helping out a lot. The Zerglings really want to get through. He's morphing in some Banelings as well. But losing only queens against this? I don't think that's too terrible. The Banelings really need to get through, though. Actually, a few of them do die off to those the Hellbat splash.
It's a good hold. No drones lost at all. 0.
Good job by the
now
queens.
the drones back in the main base can go to work again. Good holds. Very good hold. That was easy. I didn't think he'd do it that well, to be honest.
Yeah, again, the crisis management was very strong from him. Blocking off where he needed to on the ramp. Imagine if the Zerglings had actually been able to get through, but again, you do run the risk of allowing some of your opponent's units through, of course.
Yeah, and the Spire's placed down, so this actually could offer a lot of damage here if we are not, or the Terran's not prepared for this.
Holding on again at this third base. Still doesn't lose one of those queens. Keeps it alive. Has that energy for transfuses. Could keep that a little bit healthy. Oh, Banelings. Oh, jeez. Well, get some more units there. Resources lost in favor just barely of Happy, but he hasn't mined anywhere near as much.
Look at the supplies. 81 and 55. His economy is just terrible. His third command center is so late. His SCV count's low. This is a beautiful position. This is a free drone world for Serral. As soon as that attack was defended, he can go up to 70 drones, pretty much. 3 base saturation. He's at 63 right now. He can even take a 4th. It actually doesn't matter at this point. When you hold that without taking losses, the Terran commits so heavily to doing that. The Marine production, the Starport, the Viking, the Medivacs, the Armory, the Hellions, no engineering base, no third command center, no extra barracks. You can't build anything to slow you down after you hold an attack like that. So this is a wonderful start here for Serral. It's the dream start.
And he's fanning off Zerglings everywhere, not only to provide him vision, but also spot if any extra bases are going to be taken very quickly. He already sees his drop on the right-hand side.
And Mule's already on the way out, so if this is too aggressive, Happy will lose this as well.
Yeah, and he's going back to the creep spread on this left-hand side more predominantly than anything, because he knows that's where his extra bases are going to be. Already taking that one up on the top left-hand side. The creep in the middle, is not as well developed, but if he's defending with the creep on the left-hand side, then it's going to fare him well.
Yeah, he can come and respread this side now. I think he's got a lot of creep tumors on the left. He will want to focus on that right soon.
Yeah.
But this is Bad news bears for Happy here, and to come back into a game like this is going to take miracle engagements, miracle fights, cost-effective fights, basically that means. And he's not really going for cost-effective units. He's not going for Widow Mines, he's going for Hellbats in this. So, I mean, Widow Mines can get damage done. Like one big Widow Mine hit on a big bunch of Banelings is huge. It can turn the tide of the game. But with Hellbats, it's a pure number game and a pure powering game. So he's like playing his normal game from a behind situation, which isn't going to fare as well.
Noodlists are going to try and deny this for just a little bit as he builds up that Baneling count, adds on some Zerglings as well, but he has a big army here.
I wonder if he clears up all of this, including the Medivacs. Wow.
Yeah, Baneling's
well, that's
not
forwards. A good start. That's not the best start, but he's got so many units, I don't think it matters what kind of start he has anyway.
40 more Zerglings about to be morphed in here, so that's really going to help out against this small Bioforce that's just going to have to pick up and get out.
He knows he's about to get owned.
Yeah.
He knows.
Very scary. He knows he just did no damage to the economy lines early on. So has to kind of plan and account for that as he's trying to get himself up and running in the back. And Happy's going to look to play this out very long, I feel.
Yeah. Just that's where he's best, if he can overwhelm you. But it is Serral who's in that position currently. You know, Happy's back into it now. He's caught back up with his economy and is producing a lot of units. But Serral does have that bit of a boost. He's missing up with his +2 carapace. Does not really want to forget that. There's an upgrade here.
Bringing a lot of army forwards.
Good creep spread denial and a couple of overlord blocks here for Serral.
20 Banelings are here. So 1 Baneling for every 2 Marines right now at this frontal force. That does still have to be careful with its splits. Happy's pretty good at splitting. So again, as you said, the creep denial is also important if he wants to take engagements. But at the same time, Serral is pretty content on his position, I think, with his infestation pit going down. He can start eventually spreading over towards his goal base once this army has been deterred.
Yeah, great scans and clearing the creep here. Opens up a lot of different attacks for sure. First counter-attack of the game coming in from Serral, not really a massive one. Almost nothing here, just if there isn't a bunker he can do damage, but there is one.
Yeah, I don't think it was fully spotted there, but it doesn't matter, as you say. He is honkered down there. And
it's going to come down to the fight, really, to decide properly who's leading this game now. Because Happy has had time to get back up. He's with 2-2 in reach, but there's a lot of Banelings that have been thrown into this game now. 40, 50 Banelings. If he comes from 2 sides, this army will just get sandwiched.
Oh, he actually morphed in some Banelings as well to go into this mineral line. So he's actually going to try and go for this. From both sides, he's going to try and sandwich this mineral line. And where do you run out for these SCVs? He does good splits, actually, to try and keep as many of those alive as possible.
Yeah, it doesn't really take any losses, to be honest. I mean, he lost a few, but 6 SCVs, I mean, whatever at this stage of game.
That was a really nice defense there.
Got to have a good engagement here for Serral. Otherwise, if he takes a bad fight here, Happy's back in and winning.
Yep.
I mean, not back in it, but he's winning, definitely.
39 Banelings at the moment, a few more morphing in. Hive's going down, but he doesn't want to be losing any of those Mutilisks with that Thor now mixed into the army.
Yeah, drop going towards the bat base too, and the Mutilisks are on the complete wrong side of this map, so this is going to drag him out of position maybe a little bit.
At least he has vision with that creep spread.
He's sent a couple of links to follow the Medivac, but he's got to come from 2 sides against this army. Coming from 1 side, Happy can micro back, fighting off creep, Happy can micro back.
Just going to keep complete eyes on this, and Happy only just queued this up, so he allows a lot of these Marines to go to the death.
He tries to drop to the main as well.
How much is that going to do? None. Not a whole lot.
So he deals with both the drops well. Definitely.
But Happy almost completely abandoned those in terms of his decisions elsewhere. He was controlling his main army in the middle whilst just queuing those up, so it wasn't too effective at all.
This could be the fight. If Happy steps up onto that goal base, Serral will flank.
He's got really good chunks of army elsewhere. So he could go for a big surround here. He's setting up from every single angle. He's actually just going to come in for this.
Here we go.
Banelings at the front.
Oh, Happy can't micro back. The rocks and the mountain, the trees that are cut in half.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit bad. He tries to pick everything up and get out of there as quickly as possible, knowing that Serral set up a beautiful engagement.
I was like, I mean, what is that in the middle? I was like looking at it over my screen. I'm like, the mountain, the rocks, the tree things.
It's cut down trees. I've never actually looked at it properly.
I know, neither did I. I wasn't quite sure, but he couldn't micro backwards into that, and that was not a good fight there for Happy. He just was standing there and he couldn't move backwards. He moved left or right and he got sandwiched.
Very nice engagement there by Serral. Very nice indeed. He does know how to play this matchup very well. Looking to now drop onto this goal base to deny a little bit of it, but he still has to be careful because that's a lot of Banelings and a lot of army here from Serral. as he's going to roll in. How much is he going to do, actually? The Mutalist took a lot of damage there, and Baneling's crashed into a lot of those Thors. So, yes, he separated up a lot of the Marines at the back, but he cleaned up some expensive units in those Thors.
Yeah, that's... they're trading, but the thing is you don't want to be trading against a Terran in this position who has got a slight, you know, hold on your gold. He's got the 4th down to the bottom left mining, and he's got all this production. Happy's going to climb up really fast, and these trades, especially with 3-3 closing in, are better and better for Happy.
Look at the income, man. It's like we saw a spike for 3,000 minerals coming in there for Happy.
This is good for Happy.
Yeah, he's doing nicely during all of this. As much as we've given Serral credit for actually playing this matchup, this is Happy's territory. This is where Happy normally reigns supreme. One of those Widow Mines at the back there actually got a lot of Banelings before this engagement even started, and Happy's taken the supply lead.
Yeah, Serral could never find that one true own engagement where he could kill everything. He took equal trades, but Happy was already back in the running with his economy by the time it mattered. Yeah. And Serral's in trouble. He's going to lose his base. He's going to try to re-expand to the other side of the map. Mules are going to try and do some counter-attack damage, but this is a tricky game. The machine of Happy is finally, for the first time, probably today, in motion.
Yeah, and he's doing well with it. He's got this gold base. The Mutalists now have to do something down here. There's only one missile turret, so they could do, especially since they have +2 weapons. They'll take down that missile turret very, very fast. And maybe even the bunker if they really want it. But good, really good reaction times there by Happy to keep that missile turret alive, actually. The Mutalist count isn't even that high, 13 at the moment.
No, he concentrated all his gas into Banelings. You know, we were up to 50 Banelings in the game compared to a high Mutalist count. It was all about the engagement, which he could never find.
And the Mutas were falling rapidly. 8 are only available now. Happy feels confident to even take the gold base, and he can just push these units away from it.
The Greatest Spy is a long stretch, as a desperate option to fall back to. Somehow, if he can get into Broodlords, to be honest, there's not enough time for that in this game anymore. Happy already knows his opponent's weak after killing the gold base and has taken a couple of good fights. He's going to move over to this new mining base, which he knows his opponent's at, but there's not a lot of creep spread here. Great position for Widow Mines to be in.
Yeah, and he has a lot of them available to him now. 8 Widow Mines are going to tear up this army if he's not careful, as they all burrow already, killing off a big wave of Banelings. He does take out some of the Widow Mines during that, but the bio is going to be the big factor. Those Widow Mines wouldn't have been useful later on in the engagement anyway, as this engagement goes on. Tries to deal with all of these Banelings. Good splits will deny most of those Banelings from doing anything. A brilliant engagement there by Happy at this base.
Yeah, this is what, I mean, like we said at the very start of the game, very start of the show, in the mid to late game, Happy's going to be unmatched until he meets MC.
Yeah.
Against Serral and Grubby, I definitely favor Happy, and he's got there this game.
Yes, he has. Banelings try and crash through once again, but unfortunately they really can't find the mark for a long time. They get a few Marines at the back, but all of this trading off goes in Happy's favor. GG, game number 1 goes to Happy.
It does indeed, and Serral is definitely going to be like, I had this. I was up 50 odd supply, 30, 40, 50 supply at the start of that one. I defended his attack, but Happy crawled back into this, and whether it was Serral's fault for not trying to finish it, whether it was Happy that played it smartly, not looking for a fight where Serral was looking for one at the right times in the middle of the game, it was well played by Happy.
Yep. All right. So, Happy looking to bring his way back into this game. After looking at that game from Serral's point of view, Sean, do you think that Serral himself has to just change it up and just defeat Happy early because of how strong Happy is in that when he gets in the motion?
Yeah, I feel that you need to be very decisive and not hope something happens in that position. When you're in a lead in a game, you don't say, well, let's hope he does this because I'm going to be ready for it. You kind of need to be being the assertive one. Put Happy, the player, to be wondering what's coming next in the game, because the super high Baneling count like that, and when you keep your Mutalist count low, you're not looking to run the game too much. You're not looking to go around, pick off units, get into the third, slow it down. You're looking for that one movement out to crunch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Happy was very smart with his movements out. From the very first one on the left-hand side, when he tried to swing to the 4th, he went up there, but he never committed, and he pulled back and retained his units. You know, he took or moved in the middle of the map. You know, that one fight I thought maybe he'd get crushed by the chopped trees.
Yes.
He still escaped with units. He retained units without losing them and committing them. You know, he's able to get away. And I think that was the biggest point between the both of them that unfortunately went against Serral, because he committed so heavily to engagements, which Happy never wanted to take.
Yeah. If that crunch had destroyed that entire army, it would have been fantastic by Serral. But yeah, it was good crisis management by Happy all the way. Being able to pick up that quickly and get out of there, just boost away, very, very strong. So, okay, we're going to be going to game number 2. Catalina will be our map between these two. And I really do think Serral has to do something a little bit more punchy.
I think it's really smart by Happy too, because, well, I'll talk about it once we get into it. It's actually kind of a cool way that he played.
All right, let's go.
I'll tell you. Don't worry.
Game number 2. Thank you very much, Sean. As we have, spawning up to the north, it's our blue Zerg. Representing my insanity, it is Serral. And on the left-hand side, it's our red Terran. Currently 1 game up, it's Empire Happy.
So, the thing what, may confuse people who don't quite get the full understanding of StarCraft is... Why did Serral allow this to happen? Why didn't he just, keep going? Why didn't he build that high Mulus count? Why did he try this bailing? Why did he want to take the engagement? The reason for that, usually in this type of game and scenario, as the Terran player, when you're behind, or as anyone in StarCraft, when you're behind, you feel to yourself and you say to yourself, I need to do something to get back into it. I need to take off this hatchery. I need to destroy this. I need to drop here. I need this and this and this, right? Because that is the correct way to play. When you're behind, you need to deal damage to him to then get back in. So Serral, in anticipation for this mindset from Happy, was like, cool, well, yes, he does have to do that. So if he's going to be trying to do that, I'm going to capitalize on that fact, build up this bailing count, build up this fight, ready to do that crunch to then win the game. Because then if Happy does commit to it, he does try it, then gets destroyed, then the game is fully over. So Serral, I think, played it nicely, but Happy played it better by never committing, seeing this high bailing count, moving in, moving out, never committing. And I kind of said that, but not as in depth previously. But it was good. It was a good display from both.
Yeah, I get what you mean. And to kind of elaborate on that point a little bit further, what you're saying basically is that if Happy is not committing his full attention to going for the aggression, he can get his machine going faster back home.
Yeah, especially because Serral's slowing himself down a little bit by waiting for an attack to come and being ready for it too.
Yeah. So cool stuff by Happy in the end. Who, again, as much as we were giving Serral, a good odds in this series, Happy is still one of the best, one of the best Terrans in Europe. As much as he has fallen off like that best Terran in Europe kind of plinth that he was previously on, he's still very, very strong, very scary.
Well, let's see how this one goes. It is going to be a Reaper opening, which Serral does know, and has spotted his opponent nice and early, and will get Overlords in beautiful position. Unfortunately here for Serral, he will actually spot the lack of all second gas from Happy with his Overlord in the middle of the map, and that will give him a key indication on what can happen in the mid game, which he did not have as well last time, despite making such a good hold. Happy's going to go in and just see that Zergling speed will be on the way shortly, but not too much other intel he can gather from this. And it is going to be 4 lings again, but they are a little bit slow out the gate, so damage will get started.
Oop, has to actually pull off drones to save that one. Didn't really have huge amounts of money to start buildings.
Could still be killed.
Yeah, he's looking for it. Oop. And we'll save.
Yeah, nice harassment by Happy. Good start. Yeah, of course.
Doing well. Denied some mining time, that's for sure. And the Zergling is going to be the buffer and deterrent until those queens pop out and make sure it's got not too much room. But right now, Happy has the opportunity if he wants to. He's already going to go on his factory. He's getting his reactor, so Hellions will be out in this game once again.
Yeah, but just a standard 3cc build here, I think. Serral's second Overlord just outside the main base has not decided to go in. Usually you want to be poking in to see the second gas, or at least find out what's going on. But I guess, I don't know why he's not gone in. It's a slight mistake there.
Well, Reaper has eyes on that Overlord as well. So if he has Marines out eventually, ready to be able to push that back, he will know the angles at which they're going to be coming from. He already knows there's going to be one at the natural, so that's not as big a deal. But if he can deny that first one, that'd be nice.
But look, with the second gas being taken, we are going to see the starport come into play again. And maybe Banshee this time? I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Hellion Banshee.
These Reapers still trying to jump in and find some room. The second one at the very beginning really didn't do a huge amount, but now it's helping a little bit. Getting some of these Zergling numbers down. Having to replenish those Zergling numbers is annoying here for a Zerg.
Yeah, for sure. And to be honest, he doesn't really want to be building anymore at all. Great harassment from Happy so far.
Yeah, very, very well done. Units lost 6. All of which, apart from 1, were lings.
And maybe the reason for the Overlord not moving in or something is because of these Reapers, but that's a great start from Happy here with these units. A supply block at 44. Having to take all the gases at once here, probably to drone trick, to get more drones out because he's supply blocked. Third base can be taken. Just, harassment. And, simple as it is, did a lot.
Yeah, and if we look back at what we were seeing in the previous game compared to this one, Serral was happier to take his third base a little bit earlier. He was happy to have his creep spread going a little bit earlier than this game. Whereas this game, there's been stunted growth of the Zerg.
5 queens again. 3 out in the open, 4th and 5th on the hatcheries. One thing though that we do see Cloak from the Banshee, so unless we see spores or a fast layer here, he is going to be out in the open, and that third base is not going to have a spore crawl on it easily. Overlord's going to go in the main, and this maybe can give him the heads up that he needs to start thinking about detection. Yeah, spores come in. He saw the Banshee spores come in, 10 additional lings to help out against the Hellions as well. Okay. But this third is still exposed. There is not good enough creep yet to put a spore crawler over there.
Yeah, he needs to start one in the middle of this creep and then maybe walk it over. He maybe even needs another one so he can protect that middle location as well. If he wants to try and protect all of these locations. It really depends, as this hatchery is now on the way. It's already being harassed here. Happy is actually going to go gun-ho against this. He might be able to even get a full denial. How many Zerglings do we have? There's a lot of Zerglings amassing.
Yeah, Banshee going to swing around to the main. Does not want to lose these Hellions. He's not going to.
Bring for a second. Here comes the Banshee now, looking for a little bit of room against the Spore Crawler as well as the Queen. Cloak's not finished up just yet, so he's not wasting any energy on that, trying to find wiggle room.
Very good game from Happy so far. And he's gone up to his 3 CCs. I guess we'll see double engineering bay or something come down. No, factories!
Ooh!
Factories coming into place. We're going to see a mech play come out from Happy. He'll take the double gases on the natural soon here, but cool play, cool stuff.
Yeah, and he's still keeping his opponent on his toes with the Hellions on the right-hand side, with the Banshees on the left, and 2 Banshees is the number now. So they can even take this Queen and then have a bit more free reign over this mineral line. Ooh, almost got the Queen. Had to back up.
Yeah, our Serral's just fallen apart now. He's got no real tech in this game. No Evos, no Spire. Just 6 Banelings. Yeah. There's nothing here.
He's finding good room.
This is a very good game from Happy. This has been from the Reaper harass. Just really good around. Look at the units lost tab. Just beautiful.
Yeah, 1 unit lost and all of these. Well,
say that, but yeah, he's lose a little bit now. But still, look at. I mean, it's still good for him.
Yeah, he's already killed off 11 workers. He's going to get even more. The drones have to fight here, and you never want to be in that position. Happy is doing so well, and he keeps finding room in the mineral line at the main base.
There's 42 drones. It's bad news for the drones. 3 Banshees around. Serral's been picked apart, and unfortunately for him, this is showing a bit of different class between the 2.
Yeah, unfortunately, not going well for our wild card.
Yeah, Happy definitely stepping up here, but Serral, unfortunately, is looking at being eliminated from WCS here. You know, he's only been playing for a couple of hours, and he's already going to be eliminated by the looks of it. Happy's destroying this game.
Yeah, he's doing so well. He's even continuing the Banshee production as well. I love that in addition to the mech play.
There's still no tech choice from Serral, and he's about to lose his third. It's just all disorientated. It's just completely been thrown around, dragged around, doesn't really know where he is, probably feeling a little bit dizzy.
Yeah.
And Happy's played a great game. This is just destroyed by harassment.
You're completely right. He got hit in the head with a blunt object at the start of this one. This is not easy to recover from. Happy is gearing up the war machine.
Is this Queen and drones or what?
Okay.
There's the Spire coming into play. For the first time actually seeing this come in, despite the layer finishing ages ago. But there's already Thors. There's already Thors being made, and Thors are pretty good.
Missile turrets being added on as well. So there's no room for him to really find harassment if he wants to, but he's going to have to deal with a big, strong army that will eventually move across here from Happy. Of course, he's not well, and now he starts the extra Thors. He's been on top of his money very, very heavily.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an easy one for Happy to close out here. You've retained 5 Banshees. There are 2 Thors being made. There will be Hellbats with this army as well, and he can move out at his leisure. Now, the problem is, the Mutalisks, what are they doing? Are they fighting in this game? Are they harassing in this game? If they're harassing, there's turrets everywhere, and there's not really many holes, especially with turrets around. Are they fighting against Thors? I think not. So what is their purpose? And if they don't have a purpose in this game, where is the second choice? Roaches, infestors, or swarm hosts.
Yeah, there has to be something, but I don't think he even has full intel. He hasn't really seen the extent of his opponent's infrastructure. I mean, he may have seen some units coming down from the natural, and now he sees another factory out there, but maybe he's already spotted the amount of Thors that were around. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure he should know he's playing mech now.
Yeah,
he's getting the armor upgrade instead of the attack upgrade. You get the attack if you're playing against Bio.
Yeah, Javelin missiles obviously being negated quite heavily against the armor.
But Mutalisk Ling alone, the one way that he's looking at now is a very old school style. Oh, these Lings run for their lives.
It's like, whoa, no, we don't have much time. Kill, kill, kill. Oh, the Hellbats. Oh, dear.
God save these queens.
Yeah, they're going to have to... Well, thankfully, they will push this away with the
Flash
Mutalisks.
was watching.
Good job.
An older style, some of you may remember it a long, long time ago, is the Nestea style. Super old, which is mass bailing. That's the only thing that Serral has currently, is if the mech moves out together and the bailings come crashing in. Mutalisks alone are not warriors.
No, they are not.
They are like ninjas with knives. They are not meant to fight heads up, man.
Nope, got to be ducking, dodging, and diving.
Yeah, and against Thors, as he's going to find out if he moves any closer, especially with upgrades,
at least
he's going to get owned.
At least the creep spread's done okay here for Serral in the middle of the map, but again, you know, there's just Hellions running all over the place. This army, as we said before, the War Machine is really gearing up here for Happy. And they find even more drones here that, I mean, Serral needed extra bases to kind of recover his position.
All right, let's see how good these Thors really are against Mutalisk, because it is going to be Mutalisk only defense. He's going to hope that Happy moves across and he can get that magic box. He can spread out, minimize splash damage, and get that good attack. And if he actually gets that good attack in the middle, he turns the game around in an instant, despite not having any upgrades, any other units.
Yeah. It's funny now that you mention it, because if he's just going exclusively Mutalisk...
Then Happy never moves out until he's 200 supply and 3 upgrades, man.
Yeah. And at the same time, it's so funny, because if the engagement happens in the middle of the map and he's exclusive Mutalisk, all these Banshees are like, well, I guess I'll just stand here and watch for a while. It's going to be up to you, Thors.
Yeah, there is a Raven in here, which can help out, I guess.
Yeah, PDD would be nice. Even Hunter Seeker Missile if he gets that far with the energy, but if it is a magic box and he's just going to try, then...
This is Serral's time, man. Can he kill off the 4 Thors? Because that's all it is with this.
He's just making hatcheries everywhere. He's just like, well, you know, I'm going to have to try and deal with this.
Does he try base trades?
He may do. I mean, with the hatcheries everywhere...
I don't think that would work.
Well, he's not going right now, is he?
No,
so
he's
going to look for the engagement. All right, good luck, Mutalisks. Good luck. All right, how many Thors do we actually have here? Only 4. There's only 4
Look
Thors.
how much damage the Mutalisks have already taken at the left-hand side there.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult.
But still, he is going to clean up the first part.
There was 3 extra Thors that are just, well, we're waiting around at the back.
Yeah, it looks like Happy's going to realize what's going on now and is going to try and kill off as much as possible.
40 workers killed off.
And then just build a bunch of Thors again.
Yeah. Back to the Thors. He's just separating.
Yeah,
where are
that
these
was
SCVs
smart.
going?
That was smart. If all that was together, then it would have worked nicely. SCVs are going to, I don't know, help the Hellbats kill the hatchery.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's time to kill as much as you can while building nothing but Thors, man. And turrets as he's building. He's like, oh my god, this Finnish guy's crazy!
What the? Oh well, oh well. Banshee's doing a lot over here at the 4th base. Hellions going to wiggle their way into the natural, kill off some units here as well. He's killed off 80 workers. Oh, that's painful to see. That's really, really painful.
Happy's on 4 bases building Thors. He's on 4 bases building Thors.
We like Thors.
Yeah. This is, he's done a lot of damage everywhere.
He has 32 Mutalisks.
It doesn't matter.
I'm being optimistic now. I'm the optimistic one.
Doesn't matter.
I gotta...
Doesn't matter.
Thanks, Apollo.
I mean, because here in this game, it's simply, in the end, you know, it just doesn't matter.
No. Doesn't matter. Thanks. Thanks very much for that, Sean. I'm like...
It doesn't even matter.
I'm stuck in a YouTube video right now of a montage of some of the games.
The Thor army is being built, 3 additional starports, more Ravens as well. All anti-air, because that is all that Serral has to offer this game. It's a very high Mutalisk count, but they aren't warriors, man. I told you that.
No.
And now with better upgrades coming in, more Thors. There was only 4 last time, and there's a bunch of turrets around too.
Oh, we almost hit the magical 100 drones lost mark.
Yeah.
That's
a 36 Mutalisks. Turrets, you're going to have to clump up to fight turrets, which means Thors are going to have a great time.
Yep.
Already with a couple of shots.
And +3 weapons. If he lets that finish on these Thors, and he just doesn't have anything past +2 armor.
There's been times when I've played Zerg versus Terran, and I'm leading the game, and I go, all right, I'm going to make the sickest Mutalisk switch. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how sick the switch is. If there's 3-3 or, you know, good upgraded Thor, it doesn't matter, man.
No.
You'll see. It's going to be sad, I think.
Hellions dividing themselves up, looking for more harassment options. There actually isn't even any drones over here anyway.
Yeah. I love Happy's approach here. As soon as he realized, as I said, you just don't go anywhere.
Yeah,
you build up, you upgrade up, you get the necessary defense, you get the necessary units at home, the point defense drones, the Seeker missiles, anything. You just get it all.
Look at how well fortified he is.
There's turrets everywhere. He's actually...
Yeah.
He does not want to have to play a base trade. He does not want to move out and then the Mutalisk move in. Screw that idea. He's got Thors and turrets everywhere.
Getting the Terran building armor as well, making sure that...
No way. He's not dying to a base trade. Happy is saying, I am not losing today.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope. And that is Happy mentality to a T. Just sitting back, playing... Like, he doesn't need to move out. Why would he need to move out? The problem is
Serral's economy is almost back online. Despite losing 80 drones, he's back up to almost 90 with 14 about a pop.
Yeah, actually. No,
well, 80, 90. Helps. So, you know, it's a lot.
But then Happy's just going to have mass Raven.
Raven, Seeker missiles. The Mutalisks have +2 armor and +1 attack versus almost 3-3 Thors. The Thor count now is at 11, but Ravens are starting to enter the game.
You make a good point, though, with him trying to get back into this, like overall with his drone count, because in the end, very difficult for this immobile army to move out against Mutalisks that will have +2 pretty well. It's on the way, at least. He's scanning everywhere. What is he? Scan, scan. Where are my Mutalisks? There they are. All over the place.
All over the place.
We could be in for a long time here.
I think he'll move out very soon when +3 armor's done.
Well, sitting on around, sitting on around. Hellions trying to do some more damage over here. 125 workers killed. Magical.
Well, watch this to see if those Thors in the main base can get some damage done.
Okay, so that was...
That's a lot of damage done.
Oh, jeez.
But also from Serral, too.
Yeah.
Happy's like, I'm not losing to this!
He actually lost quite a lot of Mutalisks there. And it was for mostly missile turrets.
How much did he lose? He was at how many?
He was at 50-ish.
Okay,
maybe a little bit more.
42 now.
So, yeah, he lost quite a bit. And he just doesn't have the gas to keep replenishing against that. And then, how are you ever going to combat the army?
Well, we're about to find out, I think. +3 armor's almost done.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming, Kalaris.
Eventually.
It's here. Walk. The Thors.
The Thors.
Have you seen the new X-Men movie?
No. No, I have not.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
That could have been a really good story, and I shut it down hard very fast. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Little conga line going on. Happy now, looking to push and punish all these bases that are the vital money bases. Oh, are they dying?
Nope.
No.
The Mutalisks are going to sacrifice themselves for the greater good.
Those Hunt Seekers did more damage to the Thors than the Mutalisks that would already died anyway, but
so
it's fine.
Is he going to combat this now? Yes, he is. 40 Mutalisks.
Magic box! The Thors spread themselves out.
The Thor's like, yeah, you're not even hitting me.
Tickle, tickle.
He's
tickle,
like,
tickle.
You're
GG, well played.
Good game, well played.
All right, well done to Happy for keeping himself alive here in this group. Commiserations for Serral, who, you know, I think we had a lot of happy hopes. What are you smiling at?
Come on.
We had a lot of happy hopes for him, but unfortunately he does fall out of Premier. I'm sure we'll see him in 2015, though.
I hope so. I know so. We will, for sure.
Definitely.
But it is Happy who lives to fight another day here. So I'm interested to see how far he will go. Will he advance or not today, Kalaris?
That's a
round
very
of 32,
question.
3 times in a row. Not good for Happy.
Not so good indeed. All right, so that means we're going to go to a short break, and then when we are back, we have our winners match, and it's a good old classic. It's going to be MC going up against Grubby.